Moving forward to the second attribute of your instrument or your questionnaire is the reliability of scores on the instrument. So you have to mention whether scores resulting from the past of the instrument demonstrate acceptable reliability. So if you get your instrument from previous research, you have to examine if the results of these instruments are reliable. If you are making your own questionnaire, you have to subject it also for reliability tests. So reliability in this context refers to the consistency or repeatability of an instrument, the consistency and repeatability of a questionnaire. So the most important form of reliability for multi-item instrument is the internal consistency. So internal consistency is the degree to which sets of items of an instrument behave in the same way. So this internal consistency can be quantified using a Cronbach alpha value. This Cronbach alpha value can be quantified by a statistician. So if you have at this point an appointed statistician, you can give your questionnaire to the statistician and you can ask for um, suggestion on what are the procedures how to get the Cronbach alpha. So the Cronbach alpha value that ranges between 0 and 1 with the optimal values ranging between 0.7 and 0.9. So in order to get the Cronbach alpha value, you need to do pilot testing of your instrument, and your statistician will be the one to compute for it. Hopefully, the results will give a value ranging 0.7 and 0.9. It means to say that your questionnaire is reliable and the results or the items being included in the questionnaire can produce results that are consistent and repeatable, and it can be given in different sets of time. Another attribute is the content of instrument. So the content of instrument, this indicate the major content sections in the instrument, such as the cover letter. So the cover letter, when you give your instrument to the respondent, you don't just give the questionnaire itself or bare questionnaire. You need to insert a cover letter addressing the respondent and introducing yourself once again, your subject matter, your research title, and your main objective. And then on the second paragraph of the cover letter, you will ask the respondent to participate for your data gathering process. So cover letter class is different from an informed consent. In your cover letter, you will present in the letter to your respondent that there is an informed consent that he or she will read, or if she is amenable or he is amenable, he will going to sign it for the informed consent before answering the actual survey or the actual questionnaire. Now, since we are doing or we will do our data gathering online, when you do your Google Forms, in the first section of your Google form, you need to do that cover letter. That can be done, or you can compose an email where you will attach your cover letter and share the link of your Google form later on. Also, mention the type of scales used to measure the items on the instrument, such as continuous scales, or if the respondents will answer strongly agrees to strongly disagree, or categorical scales such as yes or no, or rank from highest to lowest important. That should be present in the cover letter, so that when they have already the questionnaire at hand, they have an idea on how to answer it. So you have to present it in the cover letter as well. Then also the pilot testing. So discuss plans for pilot testing or field testing. You can do this after your validators have given you the validation form, have signed already the validation form, then you can do pilot testing. So from your sample size, you ask for the help of your statistician how many is needed for pilot testing, so that the content of the instrument will be validated and also cronback alpha will be computed. And the last attribute for our instrumentation is administering the survey. So we have mailed survey and we have online survey. So we'll just contextualize it as online survey. Okay, so there are 4 steps in administering survey and for following up to ensure a high response rate. So the first email is a short advance notice letter to all members of the sample size. So the first email you will send out to your respondent, telling them that that you request them to participate in your data gathering process. So the second email is actual mail survey distributed about 1 week after the advance notice letter. So from the first email, you have to give the heads up to your respondents, and after a week, you already send out the actual mail survey, the actual questionnaire, yung link na you will do using Google Form. So the third email consists of a postcard follow-up sent to all members of the sample 4 to 8 days after initial questionnaire. So from the first email, a week after, you will send up the questionnaire, and a week after, you will send out the third email, which has a postcard or an email of reminder about their response if they have not sent it out to you within the 1 week time frame. The fourth email will be sent out to all non-respondents, those who did not give back the questionnaire or give back the answers, the results, their feedback after the third email. So it consists of personalized cover letter with a handwritten signature, the questionnaire again, and then you ask your respondents to answer so that they will be of help to your research data gathering procedure. Okay, so those are the attributes of instrumentation. Now moving forward to this cycle here, these are the processes, the detailed processes in our data gathering or quantitative data collection. So we have here the type of collection, the interview, we have surveys and questionnaire, observation, document review, and probability sampling. So let's discuss first variables in the study before we proceed to the types of review. So it is very helpful in our gathering that we will, in our data gathering, that we will have this table first. So the variable name would be from our statement of the problem. Okay, so you will put here in the variable name the statement of the problem, what are the variables that being measured in every statement. And then on the second column, the research questions that are asked present in your instrument or your questionnaire. So in statement of the problem number 1, what are the questions you have to address statement of the problem number 1? And you can write what number it is written in your questionnaire. So that's item on survey. So with this sample table, you can easily see that all variables in your statement of the problem is being addressed in the research question and is present in the variables, present in the item on the survey. Now, if you have already prepared this table, then you are ready to proceed with the data gathering process. Okay, so interviews can still be done. It can still be done for quantitative data, ensuring that the interview is a structured type of interview, meaning to say it has a structured questionnaire that is prepared beforehand so that only the standard set of questions can be asked from the respondents and nothing more than that. So interviewing people is a standard method used for data collection. So you have to stick with the, the standard set of questionnaires to ensure that this method is structured. So there are three major types of interviews. You can do telephone interview, face-to-face interview, and computer-assisted personal interview. But following our protocol right now, we are limited to telephone interview and computer-assisted personal interviewing, or using our Google Meet or Zoom or other platforms. So if you would like to ask directly your respondents to answer you verbally, you can do interviews using your questionnaire. You ask directly your respondents the items on your questionnaire so that they will not answer anymore in the questionnaire itself. So our surveys like that can be useful in longitudinal studies and cross-sectional studies. But these longitudinal studies, which you observe research, takes a lot of time. From the word itself, longitudinal, the survey is often implemented for trend analysis. So this is difficult in our situation, and most especially we are time-bound. In our studies, mostly it is cross-sectional. So it's a type of observational research in which we get a sample from a period across the target sample, and that is called as cross-sectional survey. So this type of survey implements a questionnaire to understand a specific subject from the sample at a definite time period. So your instruments, the one that you are going to use this time, is useful for this cross-sectional study. Another type would be our web-based questionnaire. So this one is useful for our situation right now. These are our Google Forms or other online web-based questionnaire. So this is very useful. As said here, it is flexible, and the respondents are free to take the survey in their free time using their gadgets. So just make sure that everything is user-friendly and they will not have troubles in clicking your Google Forms. Then we also have mail questionnaire. So the mail questionnaire is useful for longitudinal studies if you don't have pressure with the time frame given. Another data gathering process is observation, or the structured observation. So in this type of observation, the researchers has to make careful observation on specific behavior in a more comprehensive or structured setting. So in structured observation class, the researchers, rather than observe everything, focus only on very specific behavior of interest. It allows them to quantify the behaviors they are observing. So when you do structured observation, you have to prepare also your guidelines. You can have a checklist, and you just check whatever you have observed and exclude those things that you did not observe in order for it to become a quantitative data collection. We can also do document review. So public records, under this document review, we will have to analyze things that are already present in the shelves or in our libraries, or mga annual reports, policies, student activities, and then you will review it for future research or future use. Another one is personal documents. This can be patient charts that are available in the medical records. And then we can have physical evidence or physical documents. It deals with previous achievements of an individual. in the organization. So this document review is a secondary type of data. This is still under our quantitative data gathering. Some of the studies under this batch have systematic review or literature review. So that is under document review.